Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is final table time and the first stream final table of the APL Million for 2026. Welcome to the opening event. My name is Jordan Bromley. I'll be commentating for you down to a winner this evening. We started with 601 entrants, doubling the guarantee up to 600k from 300 we anticipated. And now we are down to our final 9 players. Before I go any further, I must apologize. I'm dealing with a bit of a loss of my voice today. So if my voice cracks at any point or if it sounds like I'm dying, I'm okay. My voice is just, for some reason, decided to go kaput on the very first stream that we've had. So that's great. Other than that, getting a look at the chip counts at the top of the screen, it looks like Ilya and Jennings Dai are very close together for the top of the chip counts. A couple of shorties hovering around. Sam Haddad with 9.5 big blinds is currently with the least. He's going to want to try and fight back at some point to stay alive in this one. Also looking at some of the other stacks. Rob Ovsiv with 11 bigs, Paris Atsukas with 17. Other shorties include Bayogo Yoshida some with 17 bigs as well. Everybody's looking to try and catch Ilya and Jennings Dai. 130,000 for the winner of this event. These guys have locked themselves up just under 12, sorry, just over 12k. Time to see how we all are going to play this one. It looks like Paris is going to take the King Jack suited for a spin. Jams it in for 2 million, which is a touch under 18 blinds. Rob Ovsiv out of the way with the 8-3 offsuit. And Jennings Dai with ace-8 suited. For this many big blinds, I don't think he's going to be calling. I think it's probably a little bit too wide to be putting in the call, especially hand 1 off the final table. He obviously knows that Paris is going to be capable of finding rips with hands that he's going to be beating, but I still think that he probably should be passing this one up. Hope you guys are enjoying the coverage as we do see the fold get made. If you have any questions, or let us know in the chat who you're cheering for. Always want to see all of your interest and excitement in the chats. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to send them through. We've got a couple of people cheering for Bede in the chat. All the support of the Sunshine Coast all the way behind him. Paris obviously representing Melbourne. Let us know where these other guys are from as well. Sam from Brisbane. Not sure where Mina is from, but plenty of people supporting him in the chats earlier as well. Paris going to find the raise. Mina in the big blind, happy to come along. These guys playing snap, but Mina is suited. Will it become a factor? No, it won't. A couple of diamonds, so if anything, Paris is the one with the slight edge now, because he has the betting lead and also a diamond in his hand. Let us know as well in the chat if you guys are going to be here for any events during the overall series here at the APL Million. 4 clubs changing nothing on the turn. Check again from Mina. Is Paris going to try and take this one away from a hand like 5-4? No, check it goes once again. River card is a queen. One liner now. Rob representing one of the fantasy teams. Remember announcing that name out loud. Paris also another player representing a fantasy team. He's going to fire in a bit of 400k and take that one away. No chops allowed.
Yeah, Paris, let's go, baby. Yeah. Woo. All the green. Yeah.
He's been all in 3 times and won every hand. Combed his hair the right way.
Go play.
Just rail it.
Go play.
We're playing the 880 Terminator. That is 3 tables and we need a dinner break.
Yeah.
2 hours into the tournament, dinner break.
Well, we didn't even get a dinner break scheduled.
Yeah.
We had to beg for it.
We need one.
Yeah.
You guys don't need to eat.
Wise words from the rail as always. Deuces for Thiago Yoshida into the muck. Action folding around 2 later position players. Mr. Sofianos gonna let go of the 7-4. Paris' turn with the 7-6. Porps now our short stack, 9 big blinds. Locates a hand to send the chips to war with. Expect this one to be triangulating its way into the middle. Just an all-in off of 9 bigs. I don't think finding a min-raise is worth it. Just a very clear jam. So he does. Good luck, sir. I'm not waking up with anything to fight back with just yet. It's all going to come down to our friend in the big blind. Nearly here with the 10 deuce. I don't think that is going to qualify.
I started with 1.1, I lost 60k, so 1 million for 40 chips. 1 million 40.
Yeah, maybe I do need a lemon tea, you're right. Or a lozenge. I just haven't had the chance to get to a pharmacy today with this commentary. Hopefully I'll be able to get some tomorrow. To be honest, I don't have a sore throat. My voice is just dying. Looking at the payouts down the bottom of the screen. First 130,000, second 81. So these guys are going to be playing a 50k heads up. Third place is that 50,000. 38, 26, 21, 17, 14, and 12 flat for 9th.
I think verbally. Oh, you said the AC? I saw Roger. I knew it.
The thing is, I never looked at my cards.
Nah. Yeah.
You guys have seen 16 minutes, 20 minutes.
I believe so.
Easy there, Matt. I'll start charging you. Jetting die again with the ace-8 suited. Last time he had this exact combo, he faced a jam from Paris for about 17 blinds and had to fold. He's going to go for it again this time. Chris taking a moment before letting go of the 9-6. Oh, he's going to be facing another jam, this time for a substantially smaller amount. In fact, it's going to be for half the amount. This is going to really suck because this is only for 8.5 big blinds total. So he needs to call off 6 bigs to potentially win 18. So fives for Elia in the small. I think he's going to be letting it go. Is Daigo going to wake up with anything? 6 bigs to win a pot worth 18. Sorry, should have clarified that. Back over to Dai. Has requested an exact count of what's remaining. He was asking who I think is going to win this one. I think if Paris continues playing the way he's playing, he's going to be very difficult to beat. Some of the other players at this table played in a way with a couple of tables left that I feel when playing towards the kind of tip of the tournament, as we are going to see a call. So Rob with a big opportunity to find a double up massive spot for the Inglorious Fantasy team. Let's see all 5. Needs to fade diamonds and 8s. Can he do it? Queen of the window makes it easy. Backdoor straight draws. 9, 10, 5, 4 for Sweats. Instead, just another queen seals the deal. Michael Dublé guaranteed.
Congratulations.
That's my first one.
I will be doing it after I've looked. Yeah, I'll do it every time. I'm just not doing it while That's all right. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'll make sure I do it every time, but just I want to do it.
Shout out to Aiden Hildebrand on YouTube. Let's go Brew. Yeah, tonight he's trying to steal the moon.
Any drinks?
You guys shouting drinks?
Yeah. I can't even want to drink.
No, you. No, I'm good. I'm trolling. That crown's got a bag and give you a free drink, you know? No, I'm good. I'm just joking.
I'll share tap water.
Because at Crown, they give you free drinks if you have a tea, but you have to beg them a bit.
You have to beg them.
You have to like mention it, it's on the TD, blah, 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 you know?
Let's speak at turbo.
Any other drinks?
I was like, I didn't look. You know what is going on? You lost.
Playing a side game called Snooze and You Lose. Playing a side game called Snooze and You Lose.
Like, if you don't look in the first 3 seconds, your cards are gone.
Turbo.
Have you ever seen that before? You know, just took my card.
Action folding around to late position. Oh, sorry, not late position. To Chris Sofianos. He has queen off suit. Starting this one with 3.3 million. We haven't really seen how he plays on the stream table just yet. Curious to see what size he decides to take this to. Reaching for chips, albeit ridiculously slowly. Can you call a clock on a raise? Eventually he assembles his stack and presses it forth. What size are we seeing here? 425? 400k, so we've gone 3.4x. So that is evidence of a rather strong holding. Nearly with a7 off suit. This is just a bit of posturing. Eventually does let go. And Chris is going to take that one down. As always, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to send them through in the chat. Yes, we are going to be playing down to a winner this evening. Absolutely. Smile. Everybody smile. Taking a photo of us. Smile. Did you smile?
Last time we were together, you know, and
Nearly with the King 10 suited. Big blind not going to defend the Queen Jack.
No. That was his. Oh, 120, 120.
or one green one, one green. One green one,
This will do, this will do.
It's okay for them. I'll leave that there.
Just come check in on us every
Yeah,
day.
no,
You can do whatever 5 minutes. Keep going.
Raised to 240 from Paris. A call from Ilya with the ace-9 offsuit. And a Chris in the big blind, who I don't think is going to be wanting to get involved with 8-3. I've been wrong before, but given how he's played so far, I think this is just going to be a pretty quick fold. Eight window, excuse me, 9-5 behind. Top pair, nut flush draw for Ilya as the rich get richer. JC asking average age of the players or guesstimate.
Sorry?
I don't know. It's a very good question. Maybe average age of maybe like 40. Might be a good estimate. Might be totally wrong. Who knows? Hope you guys are enjoying some of the changes we've made to the setups here. Added lights to the stream. We've made some adjustments to the microphones. Hopefully you guys can hear the table chatter a little bit better. Question asking who's the shark in the field. Who's the strongest player? I'm not sure. Probably Paris at Zukas. He's achieved quite a lot. He's a very avid and kind of constant studier, so he'd be probably the best theoretical player at the table. But as far as who's been here, done that, I'm not entirely sure. I believe Minotaur has had a fair share of results. I know that Sam Haddad has been on a number of final tables, but I still think Paris probably has a slight edge. Ilya finds a 3-bet with 9s. Ings for bead, though. Ruh-roh. Are we just going to see the cold 4-bet whack? Yes, we are. My God, everybody wants a pair today. 7s for Chris. Don't think this is going to get much consideration. I think we're just going to see this pretty promptly put into the muck. He does cover bead, but given the action, I wouldn't be comfortable with jacks, let alone 7s. I think queens is probably a clear fold. Okay, maybe not, but I think even queens would be very close. Does relinquish the 7s, good fold. I'm going to be very interested to see what Ilya ends up doing. And the call's going to get made. Excuse me. The call's going to get made. Only 1-9 remaining, given the ace-9 was folded. Sorry, Oliver, I don't understand your question. I've read it a couple of times now, and it doesn't make any sense. Is the 1 out of 9 going to appear? Not on that flop. A couple of diamonds, in fact, make it less likely. Oh my God! The 1 out of 9 of hearts. The ace on the end, as we say GG's. Beat Connolly eliminated in 9th position, a 1-outer. That is disgusting.
9-7. Yeah, 9-7.
Good luck, everyone.
GG's Bead played very well, but sometimes you just can't fight fate. We are down to 8.
Come on, buddy.
Absolutely disgusting. GG's in the chat, guys. Hell of a result for Bede. Taking home $12,000 for his efforts. Not a bad start to the series.
I can't say I wasn't saying 9.
Screaming at 8. And you couldn't say any 9, you had to say 9.5, 9.5.
That's everyone left, thank you.
I'm pretty sure, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's 9.
Oh, you're right.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's 9.
Usually we wait until a week into the series for us to see those 1-outers on stream tables, not like the first elimination on the first final table. That's brutal. But it's kind of fitting for how Ilya has been running at this table so far. He had about 5 big blinds at one point, and then ever since he doubled in that spot, he defended the big blind with 5s against the Queens of Nathaniel Hutton, flopped a set, donk jammed 2x pot, and then I think he's won almost every single pot he's played since then. Jinning Dyer with the ace-jack offsuit and the cutoff, puts in the raise to 240. Harrison is small, passes it up as well, and unfortunately for Porps, he just can't wake up with a hand to fight back with.
Double down. 11 double. What do you got?
11 double, but not today. Wrong game.
I just lost 240. I've got less than a minute. It's hard.
Mate, there's that photo up there. What happened, mate? You showed me the video.
I showed you the video.
Here, mate. I'm just going to say hello, mate. I come with a photo. It actually wins. I've been a long way.
Dipper, Dipper, the family's still here? The family's still here? Who are your family?
No, I just came on the show.
With me.
No, I've got the car, but
Carrying on now. I wonder how far away we are from seeing our next elimination. Looking at the top of the screen, Sam's the only one sub 10, but Daigo, Mena, and Rob all have 20 or less, as well as Paris. So Ilya with 8 million chips has a third of the chips in play 8-handed. So he is in the lead and in charge right now. He's going to raise it to 250 with the S9 off suit. Nobody waking up with anything. In fact, he's probably just going to get this one through as well.
Just a bully, eh? Right. Who are you going to see my card? Yeah, nah, I'll only joke, mate. Only joke. For sure, for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 5.
Chip pull, yeah, chip pull.
Please.
If I had your stack, I'd be chip pull. Oh, so that's what I should do now.
Thank you.
There it is.
I don't lie, I told you that one.
Proof is in the pudding.
Hey, playing snap with King 7. Ilya and Daigo letting go of it.
Yeah. You're gonna get found out in 20 minutes. Yeah, I know. If you had shit to say, you got shit.
Chris with the Jack 5 off suit. This one's going to get put into the muck, I would think.
14 minutes, level 11.
Sam jams button with King 6 off suit. Is Mina going to wake up? No, he's not. In fact, neither does Rob. You get to pass go and collect 2 big blinds and a small blind.
That was in Blasé, that one. I was in Paris.
What's the Paris? Yeah, because that's right. Poor guy, too short, stand it up, then I gave him the gift with aces, and then just got bad beat. I would have been leading 40. And it was
Action folding around to Chris. It takes a little bit of time with his action. Double checks his cards about 3 times each to make sure they are in fact a 3 and a deuce before folding. All pulps with aces. And he just jammed ace king before. Looks like he's going to go the opposite route with these aces. Looks like a raise to 265. Nobody waking up with anything yet. Rob with the 7-6 suited. This is very greedy. You really shouldn't be considering finding a button flat with 7-6 suited. Could get you into a lot of trouble.
We're continuing. We're going back. All right, so players and dealers, finish the hand round. 30 minutes at a break. Dealers, I'm going to sort the cards at the tables, please. You guys will be back with 10 minutes remaining on that break. You'll be moving up one table.
You're just not deep enough to be able to properly realize the equity from this hand. Especially against somebody like Porps or Sam Haddad, excuse me, who has a tendency to kind of fast play flops. Over to Ilya, King 5 offsuit.
Also, if anyone's looking to throw a stack,
Not even going to defend.
The best of them.
Oh, yeah.
the Rockies. That's how we played them.
You were ahead. No, sir. No, I had a hand that would have been completely out of line if I was going to play it.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to bluff yourself.
I can fold.
There's 80,000 on ticket.
I don't need to believe everything else. First time all week. I was finally there.
10-9 for Rob. 13 big blinds. Does he maybe feel like this should be an all-in moment, or is he just going to find the min-raise? Looks like a min-raise as the blinds have ticked up to 160,000, which means there's only 150 bigs in play now. Things are getting pretty shallow across the board, and you can tell at the top of screen, only one player north of 22 big blinds. And his name is Ilya Moros.
So you don't have to do like that?
No, the same. I'll speak to this.
You want to play it by the rules?
I'm happy to do it. I just want to do it then.
A question on Facebook asking if it's going to be bigger than last year.
Once you bet, you must.
So far, it's looking very similar. I don't know if it's bigger, but it's looking relatively close across the board. Yoshida-san with the 10-6 offsuit, probably wondering whether or not he should be defending this hand, but he decides against it.
That they were cheating or something, I heard.
Yeah, well, it's just, not that I'm saying there is cheating, but
No, it's that.
I'm free-rolling myself, so I think
Russian
it is happening. Yeah.
What's his name?
I'm happy to do it.
I'm curious. I just
Yeah,
want
I'll have a
sure.
I can do it then.
I do it, but I understand. I just wondered if there's something I can know.
Yeah.
Ace deuce for Chris. As all the cards seem to be retaining themselves in one corner of this table, and that's over near Ilya and Mina so far. See if either Mina or Ilya is going to wake up this time. Mina with the ace-3 offsuit for 11. Ilya 6-2, so not quite. Time to see if Daigo or Dai are going to wake up with anything now. Oh, and Daigo wakes up. Ace queen suited.
He's going to bring the big man over. So I can speak to him.
Yoshida-san has put most of his chips in here, leaving one behind, just in case there is some crazy action by way of jam, rejam, and he can get a ladder. Dai's going to be out of there, and then Mina has to figure out whether or not he's going to be getting the odds with an ace. You can see that he probably won't be. In fact, he's in very rough shape. Looks like he needs to call about 900k to win a pot worth 2.8. Maybe even a touch more, 3.1.
I mean,
And I don't think ace-3 offsuit is going to be doing well enough often enough to be able to be making this call. Does eventually pass it up. Nice jam there for Daigo Yoshida. Took himself back north of 10 big blinds.
Breathe, breathe, brother, breathe.
Skilder was asking how Jack 8 offsuit was higher to win than Ace Queen. Card removal. Aces, some of the aces were dead, folded by other players. Diamonds were folded, and none of the jacks or 8s were folded. So the percentages that you see on screen with this system take folded cards into account after they've been folded.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. If there's a 100% chance it can't be known, then yeah, all good. All good. Yeah, thank you. It's on me.
Yep, we're going all the way down to a winner this evening. Folding around to Vina, who let go of ace 8, I think.
Respect that as well. At least you're honest.
Is that mix up then? Mix up then, not a big problem.
Looks like a limp is going to come out from Die. What's Chris going to respond with? King 9. Queen window, Jack 8 behind. This Queen 6 locates the best hand, but Chris does have a gut shot to a King High straight. Gonna have a little bit of an interaction here. I'll be back in just a moment, guys.
I should have waited until everyone folded, then looked, and then started to breathe again.
Oh, so you looked at who was still deciding.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you looked at the second side.
While you were...
While I was thinking, yeah, you looked at, yeah, I get you, yeah. You should have, yeah.
Should just wait.
Tell yourself it's king, dude. Don't look, yeah.
Try to have that persona.
Yeah, it was ace 9 of diamonds.
Wow.
See? Ace 9 of diamonds.
Oh, 9 of diamonds, yeah. No ace came out, actually.
Yeah, I would have.
Oh, you
I would
would've.
have beat him.
Oh, you would have been.
I would have
Right,
beat
that's
his
fine.
king.
No, I got tripped.
Picking up the action, looks like we see a raise from Sam with the ace-5 suited to 340. Over to Mina with 10 out of clubs, considering maybe doing something himself, but I don't think I would recommend it. It's probably the type of hand you just want to relinquish, especially against an open off of a 10 big blind stack. Thanks for the kind words, Jack. Sorry that my voice is not the best. I've been doing commentary for a little over 6 years, and I've never once lost my voice doing commentary, so I don't know what's going on today. It's an absolute mystery and a riddle. I'm doing my best to not sound like I'm dying, but yeah, if it does sound like I'm struggling, just bear with me. Ilya's going to put the flat in. And Yoshida-san is going to find the jam for 13 big blinds. This is very interesting. This has to be a very, very strong range. But earlier he did this with exactly ace-7 suited. Ilya loves to call. He called off the 9s before and managed to locate the 1 out of 9. Is he going to do the same thing with king-queen offsuit here? I have a feeling he's definitely not going to have the best hand if he does put the call in. 2.1 million with a 5k chip behind. This is a jam worth around 13 bigs or 13.5 bigs. What type of hand do we think we're working with here? No, it's not the APL sickness, Eric, because I genuinely feel great otherwise, because my voice is dead. Reaching for those pink chips for 500k each. He's been a bit of a grim reaper on this stream table. Is that going to continue? Honestly, Eric, I probably am in agreement with that. I think it's a great idea. Rocking masks when you're playing. I mean, I do that sometimes when I play overseas now these days. I think I'm still thinking this one through. Eventually lets it go. And Yoshida-san's going to be very happy with that jam, making it all the way through. Get to see exactly what it was, but I'm sure it was a hand better than King Queen, either way.
What's he feeling at this one? What's he feeling at this one?
Question about the number in the top right corner. What does it represent? Represents the amount of players remaining compared to the amount of players that entered this event. And I will say that it's ever so slightly out of date. We're actually down to 8 players instead of 9. He's king this time for Ilya. Rich get richer. Chris Sofianos at the Queen Jack suited for 18 bigs. Just lets it go. Or Sam with ace-9 in the big blind. He may feel that against the chip leader, this is a hand that he has to go with. I think he probably should just defend it. Reaching for those green chips, 100,000 each. It's a pretty gross spot against the 2.5x. He's going to call though. Let's see the flop. 4 in the window, Jack 7 behind. No help to either player. All in announced. Sam's ace-9 into the muck, and Ilya is going to pick up more chips, over 8 million now.
How much do you get?
Mina with a quick fold. Chip leader also out of there. Oh, the king nine suited going down very quickly from Yoshida-san. Probably knew it, that something was going on with Dai. Pocket jacks and the hijack. Funds are raised to 320.
Swap the dealer, swap the dealer. Get him out.
Thanks for 500.
Get him out.
King queen for Sam. I think this is probably a good luck moment.
How, when you wrote it, 30 minutes? 40? 45? Right, you don't listen to anyone. And you're not racing.
Only got 4.5 big blinds behind. Obviously, he feels like he doesn't have any fold equity, but King Queen in his eyes is too good of a hand. He runs it, sends it into the middle, and now he needs to get a king or a queen on this board to stay alive. Jimmy Dye needing to find the hole with jacks to get back north of 4 million. Jack on the turn, as it was looking great until then. No moment of glory for Sam Haddad. That queen on the flop seemed lovely, but the jack was a dagger. And he is going to be out of here in 8th position, taking home roughly 14,000 Australian dollars.
Rob, what are you thinking about, man?
There was a reason behind it. But yeah, the part said if I did get involved, it was out of line.
Dealers for the PLA Championship, please start returning to your tables. That's the dealers only at this point for the PLA Championship. Please return to your tables. Also, anyone looking for a stack into
Fresh
the
dealer.
PLA Championship, there is
Some of these guys, that means fresh luck at this table. 7 remaining now.
$1,150 to get in. 50K start stack. Current price still sitting at
160k big blind. Die with the ace nine of hearts. Facing this open from Ilya. Are we going to see him fight back with a 3-bet, or maybe even just put in a call? You have to feel like he's going to have to start fighting back, or Ilya is going to start running away with this event.
All right, players and dealers, for your Genesis flight number 5, finish the current hand that you are on. You guys
Those pink chips are being reached for. They're worth 500,000 each, and in goes the raise.
Genesis flight number 5, please finish your hand. Going on a 15-minute break, thank you.
830,000.
Once again, can I please have my dealers for the PLO Championship back to the tables, thank you. Dealers of PLO Championship back to the tables.
Let's go back over to Ilya. He's going to put in the call. So a flop we go. Queen 10 against ace 9. That's something I had on my bingo card. Let's see how it eventuates. And the ace 8-6 board is all favoring one man. Looks like in goes 400. Don't think Ilya is going to be sticking around for long with this one. Queen high, no backdoors. Oh my goodness, he's going to put the float in. What does he know that we don't? Not that. Drawing dead on the turn. Die looking back at his stack, trying to get some more value. Eventually does decide to knuckle it back. And is Ilya going to have an opportunity to win this one away on a spade river? No, he's not. 5-7 gets there, but I don't think that's a consideration for either of these gentlemen. Yeah, not going to fall for it. What size is Die going to choose here, trying to extract value from a weak pair type holding? Or even king high. Maybe something in the vicinity of 600,000 would be enticing. I think anything more than that's probably a little bit greedy given the board. Looks like he's going to go a lot larger. Looks like he's going 1.075. No, 1.1. With a little bit of an acting job here. It's not quite Oscar season for a few months yet, but going to get in early. Still in the tank. What is he thinking that he could possibly be beating here with queen high? Eventually he does let it go. And Dyer's going to take himself up to almost 6 million. Another massive pot relative to how the layout of this table is looking at the moment. 7 players left. Mina's our short stack with 6.6 big blinds. But Paris, Chris, Diago, and Rob all have sub 20. Or 20 or under.
Alrighty, players for the 1150 kilo championship, come take the seats.
It's PLO time in the background.
3 minutes.
Ace 8 to tie this time. Same, but very different to the Ace 9 that he had not long ago. Are we going to see him eventually put a raise in? I feel like he's been in the tank for about 45 seconds. Does he know it's his turn?
Just entered this tournament, please come down the front to see me proceeding.
Five dues for Ilya. Not good enough, and another raise take it for Jennings Zai. Let us know in the chat what you guys are up to on this amazing Sunday night. As far as what you should have for dinner, Daniel, I think that's a bit outside my pay grade. I had fish and chips earlier and it was absolutely delightful. If that's any inspiration to you. Rob folding the 7-8 suited over to Mina, also letting it go from the button. Here's Jack Deuce, not going to take part either. Excuse me. Not going to take part either. Still at 7, the 601 that entered. These guys playing for $130,000 for the winner. Fantastic way to kick things off here at the APL Million live stream. Ace Jack for Paris and 13 blinds. Have to feel that he is going to be ready to fire the triangle fourth. Those of you who are unaware of what I mean when I say fire the triangle fourth, here at the series we have little triangles that say all in on them. They are the all-in triangles, so whenever somebody says the magic line, one of those triangles to the right of the dealer's hand will get flung in that direction to signify that that person is indeed all in. However, here it seems like he's going to find the raise to 320 instead of jamming. Being now with fives. 6.1 big blinds. Maybe he doesn't feel like he has much fold equity. In they go. Mina has decided that this is his moment, and Paris has to call off 600K to make this call against him. But I think once he realizes how many big blinds it's for, he's just going to flick it in, and we see ace-jack against fives on their back. Good luck, gentlemen.
Take them a couple of times, yeah. They come through once.
975, but I only.
Prepaying is always dangerous, Mina. You gotta be ready for that.
No, I'm not that rich.
Ace 8-7 as these fives go down in flames. Needs to find a 5 and a 5 only on the end, or we'll be losing Mina Torfik. River card is a king of hearts. GG, sir. Mina Torfik eliminated in 7th position. And all of a sudden, we are down to our final 6 players.
Is he scared? He is scared. What'd you have? Swear? Swear your life? Swear your life?
No.
Don't swear your life.
Well, he can say whatever he wants.
No, but you should scare it. It's just, it's an advantage if you don't scare, right?
That's a bit unfair.
Yeah, that's unfair. You have to
I
show
don't know
it.
how you play now.
Out of curiosity, guys, we're trying out a new audio system so that we can capture better table talk and better kind of words and stuff from the table itself. If you guys can just kind of give me an update on how you think that sounds, rather than using one overhead microphone, we're now using a couple pointed at different sides of the table. A little bit better than getting all of these guys their own individual microphones. I still feel like we can hear everything pretty clearly, but I would love to hear your feedback anyway. Rob on the hijack for 10 with a 6. Could be close. I think from the cutoff, you're probably sending it for 10 bigs. I'm not sure about the hijack, but see what he decides on it.
All players for the Genesis flight number 5, please return to your seats. That's players for the Genesis.
He is going to go for it. Also, a reminder, guys, we will have day 2 of the Genesis tomorrow afternoon at roughly 4 o'clock. And then the day after that, the Survivor Bounty. Oh, with the blinds ticking up, Dyer wakes up with the ace-10. And I think he should be putting the call in with this or the rejam with Chris behind. If he folds this and Rob gets this one through, it's going to be a massive, massive win for him. All of a sudden, only 120 bigs in play.
That's pretty unfair, but maybe
Yeah. No.
probably wasn't like that.
No, I don't think he did also. He was just...
Okay, thank you, Lucky. I'll have a look at that tomorrow before we have our next stream. We can actually make adjustments so we reduce the sound of the high end, like the chip clacking. But obviously, it's not going to be a perfect solution most of the time. Just do whatever we can. Jenny Dye is going to find the call. And we see a 6 is going to get folded by Chris. So Rob Ovseev, excuse me, is going to be in dire straits here. Needs to locate a 6 or a bunch of hearts to stay alive. Jenny Dye the opportunity to get us down to our final 5 players.
I'm not greedy, I'll take the chop. I'm not greedy, I'll take it.
Request of a chop is going to get granted. Queen 8-3, some backdoor chop opportunities, but it's not looking great. That 10 is very strong. 5 of clubs is no good. Needs a 6 and a 6 only. Can he do it? He cannot, and we will say GG to Rob Ovseev. A 6th place finish for $21,000. 21 buy-ins. Pretty nice result for this event, and a nice way to get points on the board for your fantasy team as well, Rob. No doubt the Inglorious Bastards are going to be very happy with that one. Congratulations on your result. A nice way to start the series off. But now we are down to 5 all of a sudden. And your GG's in the chat, guys. Don't forget, all of these guys are probably having runs this series that they may not have ever had before. So it's always very good to be as supportive as we can for these guys that maybe haven't experienced running deep in a tournament like this before, playing for big amounts of money. So being supportive is the best way you can be for these guys, of course. With the S4 suited. Takes it north to 600, goes to 3 bigs. Action's going to fold around to Paris, who's got 17 big blinds to start. With the King Deuce offsuit, that's not going to be enough to be able to stick around. Jenny Dye now is our chip leader. All of a sudden, the average stack in this one is actually closer to 27 big blinds.
Prepaid.
Back over to Ilya. Forgive me, not Ilya. Over to Chris Sofianos now with the Queen 9 offsuit. Ilya is in the big blind. Wonder if we're going to see Chris start to get involved. He's just kind of bled away since getting to this table. He hasn't really had any hands. He hasn't made any moves. He's literally just been waiting. And sometimes if you wait for too long, it can actually lead to a very, very costly situation, as Paris isn't even going to try and limp there. Sounds like, thank you, Craig Abernethy, for the updates regarding fantasy. 81 points for his team, Rob. Amazing result. The Inglorious Bustards are going to be very, very happy with that one. However, Paris, which team is Paris in, Craig? Because he's going to be accumulating quite a lot of points here as well. Dago Yoshida going to check it back. 9-7 against Jack 5 to a flop. Queen window, Jack, Queen behind. So Dago Yoshida with the opportunity to win a couple of big blinds back. Going to fire out 200k, but 9 high can't continue. We've seen Ilya make some pretty wide peels, but this would be ambitious, and he does decide to vacate. Once again, I apologize for my voice, guys.
So we can find this recording and go through it after?
Yeah.
It just stays up on
YouTube and Facebook and everything.
Alright. Just for the date.
Yeah, so as far as the watch back ability of this stream, the Facebook, Facebook's video will be able to be watched for up to 12 months, at which point I believe some of them start to either leave the platform and they start deleting all the content. Twitch, we don't have the replays, and YouTube is a bit touch and go, so Facebook's probably the most reliable if you want to see the replays of what's been going on. As we see, Chris decides to get involved. Fires in 695k. Sorry, 625. Oh, Dago Yoshida snap folding ace-4 suited. Die obviously out of there with the 8-6. Just going to take one back. 17 big blinds, 15 and 14 are our 3 shorties. Ilya and Jennings feeling very comfortable up above 35.
Have you won many? Have you won any?
No.
Final table?
Not at APL Mills.
No.
Ilya with the Queen 9 is going to find a raise to 400k. Question about VPIPs. I'll try and get them on the screen. Sometimes they'll flash up between hands. Question about payments being top heavy. Unfortunately, my friend, that is outside my pay grade. I didn't even see the patch, Craig. Sorry about that. The King Queen goes in. Chris Sofianos, after I mentioned that he starts to make some moves, immediately takes one down. Takes a couple of pots down even. Those of you unaware of what I'm talking about when I'm mentioning the fantasy, there was a fantasy poker auction that was held on Thursday just prior to the APL Million beginning. It's happened 3 years now, organised and run by Craig Abernethy of the Australian Poker Schedule, where basically I MC the auction, read out all the players. The teams will be able to select players, up to 6 of them, and the players that they choose during that auction, the amount of points that they accumulate over the course of the series would then lead to their total team points, and the team with the most points at the end of the series will win the fantasy. Made a lot easier by the fact that the APL Million has a player of the series, so all of the players' finishes and everything need to have points calculated for them anyway. But Craig is the reason that everything is so smooth with that, so if you're curious about it, you want to read some more, go and check out the Australian Poker Schedule website or check out Australian Poker Schedule on Facebook. You'll be able to see all of the info about the fantasy for this series and plenty of other great content, Poker Pulse podcast, lots of other things as well. So definitely go and check that out if you haven't yet. Jennings Dye is going to find the jam into these two guys in the blinds. I really like this good aggressive poker. Chris with the Queen 9 suited. All right, so Jack 4, obviously a flat tie is not going to be doing anything. Fold from Queen 9, and the Jack 4 is going to be let go as well.
Ready for a race? It's 25, isn't it? It's not 20.
Getting rid of those oranges.
Yeah, these ones before, mate. Please. Shoot it. So you paid me once. Another one.
Yoshida-san, no hand for him once again. Likewise, Jennings and Chris looking at remarkably similar holdings. Paris going to wake up with a small one, also a mark. So Ilya gets another walk.
I win. Yeah.
please.
Yeah, remaining 5 days, please. That's your start.
Thank you.
Getting rid of those 5Ks because we're going to be moving up into the big D noms from now on, I believe.
Here we go. Repeating.
Wait, sorry, getting rid of... Yes, the 5Ks, I think.
Magic.
Six fold.
All right, suited for Chris.
7 fold. 8 fold. 3 fold. Ace spade.
Sorry.
King 8 suited for Ilya on the button. This one's going to get raised almost all the time. Let's make it 400. Can't go jamming or doing anything crazy because of that man right there with his 40 big blinds. Jenny Dai, a chip leader now. Queen 8-7. Gut shot for Zhening, middle pair for Ilya. He's going to very quickly bet pot 1 million. Snap fold from the 9-5.
We lived in Brighton growing up. I lived in the city. Not near,
Fold. 4 fold.
A limp this time from Ilya. Chris wakes up with a hand that he could definitely zip in. I think we'll probably see him jam. Call from Zhening. Chris checks his cards once. Does just jam. And he goes into the tank. But I don't think he's going to be thinking for too long. This is a pretty trivial fold. Yeah, lets it go, and so does the 7-6 go down as well, I would think. Yep.
I believe it. That's why I folded. I've been looking at you out there. No. You didn't want to call and then get something nice there. Always have suited. Every time you go all in, I've got suited. Big cards.
Andrew, thanks for the attention. Thanks, please. Andrew, thanks.
Ace Jack for Chris. Is he going to go for a jam against this open again? Oh, wow. Dye decides to jam the King Deuce. Chris should probably call off Ace Jack. I don't think he should be folding Ace Jack here. I think you should definitely be putting in the call. Hand is far too strong, especially if you think that Dye is applying pressure. Oh my God, he lets it go.
That's why.
What a massive fold. That could have catapulted him into the chip lead should he won at that pot. Nine deuce goes down. King 8 for Chris now. 18 bigs to start. Queen 5 for Paris. Ilya's not going to be folding if he does jam. Instead, Paris passes it up. Chris with kings. Are we going to see him raise or are we going to see him jam? Looks like he's going to put in a raise. Paris with ace 7. Recognizing that this open is probably not anything to mess around with, decides to pass it up. Ilya queen 9. He's going to call the small blind. Just to get in the mix. Jack 7 deuce. Queen high needing a desperate amount of help. Excuse me. How big of a bet is that? Almost half pot, 775. Thought it was a million worth in pinks. And yeah, this queen high just can't do anything.
I was lucky. I was lucky. The queen came out. I would have been in trouble. You're getting some decent cards, right? Yeah. Might just stop playing all this shit.
Still 5-handed. These guys still playing for a top prize of 130,000 Australian dollars. Chris gonna let go. Paris with fives. This qualifies for 9.6 big blinds. Good luck, sir. Puts in a milli. Milli with the jack four is going to be vacating the space. Daigo, not interested either. Nobody else wakes up with anything, so he's going to get that one through. Harris with the king seven suited now from gun. I wonder if he's going to elect to open this hand. I feel like this is one of the hands that he could. It looks like he is going to use those greens as a raise. Takes it to 400. Ilya getting a little bit impatient, calling the ace-deuce offsuit. There goes 8-5. Taking some time. Is mucking. Die with the queen jack also folding. What's Chris going to do with the queen 10 now? Whoa, focus. He's going to come along. So all of a sudden, 1.5 million in the pot. Could be a pretty significant one. Let's see who comes out on top. Queen 10-8. Top two for Chris. Things are falling his way pretty consistently at the moment. Don't donk. He's just jammed the flop for 2x pot. And that guarantees that he is not going to be making any more money in this hand. Got a couple of guys cheering on Chris out of West Melbourne. It's great to see some fresh faces in the chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the coverage, and I hope you're enjoying seeing your man from Melbourne running deep in this one. Paris is also from Melbourne. You have the payouts guaranteed, locked in for the PLO freeze out. 30K up top in that one, which is absolutely crazy for a PLO freeze, but really shows that poker is not just Hold'em these days. It's the mixed games. It's the PLO. Everybody is really loving playing with more than 2 cards lately, so awesome to see that. Chris with the ace-9 of clubs. He should jam this on Paris. This should be an all-in always. Puts in the raise. Paris is going to jam 5s. He does jam. And Chris should slide in the rest. Ask for a count. It's 1 million more. All in call. Pocket fives all in and at risk against the ace nine of clubs. Paris needing to fade aces, nines and clubs to get right back into the mix in this one. Taking himself back over 3 million biscuits. Let's see all five as the hold calls are raining down from the rail. 9 in the window is not what you want to see though. He needs one of two sides, spades or clubs. The ace is no help either. A 5 and a 5 only. Can the river help him? The river card is close, but not what the doctor ordered. As we see GG's in fifth to Paris Tetsoukas. Battled valiantly, taking home $26,445 for his efforts. And all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Sofianos was biding his time. He's sitting second in chips.
So by some calculations, first place could reach in the realm of around 70,000, if not more. So for a $360 buy-in, that is some insane numbers. So if you would like to throw a stack into the Genesis, if you haven't already, current line prize pool for this event is over $370. There's an hour late registration remaining on the last flight for this event.
King 7 for Daigo Yoshida.
So if you trust that all other events this evening, have it correct.
Queens for Ilya. As he's going to get a walk.
You had one?
Jack 10, Jack 9, and Jack 4. All the jacks about. The Jack 9 is going to take that one away. Getting Dai up to 8.5 million. Daigo Yoshida, currently our short stack. As the blinds have ticked up at 250. walk allowed. A6 for Dago Yoshida. Going to jam this one in. Is Chris going to wake up with anything? He says, call. Pocket jacks get woken up with, and all of a sudden, Daigo needs to locate himself an ace, or we're going to be down to 3.
Oh, he thought he should have won.
1.925 is the current bet.
CD, please. Feature.
Sounds like there was a bit of an issue where it was a bet of almost all in. Chris thought that it was all in, so he says call and flips his cards over. Daigo obviously just leaves himself with 1 chip behind. I don't think it's really going to matter, all things considered, on any flop, given the odds that you would be getting to potentially hit an ace.
So it's just a normal play, just explain the cards. No, he thought he went all in, yeah.
Daigo needs to locate an ace, but on pretty much any flop, he's going to be putting the chips in. Yep, good luck. You can't fold. Do not fold.
You might get the ace of
The odds that you're getting for the 1 chip that you have behind are too ridiculous to pass up a pot worth this much. You still have 2 opportunities to hit an ace. Good, yes. He's going to have to try and find one if he wants to stay alive. These jacks are ahead right now. 3 aces remaining as the single chip gets flung in from Chris. Turn card. Needs to be an ace. An 8 or a 7 would be nice as well. Turn card. Another 10, but 1 of 3 cards remaining. We need no side on the end. Barry, not to be. King of spades, as we say, GG's. So Daigo Yoshida-san taking home 38,285 Australian dollars. And all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to our final 3.
Yeah, it was on us. Does this look like it? Big one here. Here we go. Couple uppercuts.
See how this 3-handed battle goes. Excuse me, especially now that Chris is the chip leader. Chris, Ilya, and Genning Dai are our current players remaining. Who do you guys think is going to win this one? Let us know in any one of the chats, either on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. I've got all of them open in front of me. I'm happy to see who you guys think is going to be the winner.
Yeah, I can't play that. We raised 600.
Ace 5 for Ilya, raising to 600k. $50,000 is what is locked up for the next elimination. Sorry, the next eliminated player. Those of you unaware of the chip denominations, by the way, the red chips are worth 25,000, the greens worth 100,000, but those pink chips hold the most power. They're worth 500,000 each. Taking a look at the other players that finished. Bede Connolly was our first elimination. It feels like not that long ago. All of a sudden we're down to 3.
Here's another smoke, mate. Flying. 16 minutes. 16 minutes. Do we have a break? Do we have another break yet? 16 minutes.
10 for die. Wants to raise to 500k. The other guys waking up with anything. Chris lets it go, and Ilya's offsuit 5-3 is going to be folding as well, I would think.
That's another 250. 5 total.
Wow. Top pair and a straight draw for Ilya. Die with just king high, no spade. Not drawing too well in this one. Another 5 on the turn, so the check mark firmly with Ilya.
Bets 500.
Check, bet and a call, And all of a sudden, Ilya into second in chips. These guys very level now. 30 to 35 big blinds apiece. Excuse me. It could go either way, really, at this point. None of them are really taking a super aggressive stance. Only with aces. Obviously not going to be having any fun here with the 8-3 of getting die. Ace-9 for Ilya.
Raise 750.
750. 6
What are you going?
Yeah, you take that.
King 3 suited for Chris at the small blind, but die first with the Jack-9.
Total 1.1.
1.5.
Ace-10 finds a 3-bet to 1.5 million, and Ilya applying the pressure.
Small blind area.
Still at 3. leader now, Ilya Morris. He's opened up a slight lead on the others. Chris, going back to his game plan of not really doing anything until he gets a pretty large holding. And then seemingly just holding the baby and running very pure. So Ilya's going to put in the limp. Denning die with the queen 7 off suit. 23 big blinds effective. Probably just going to knuckle this one back. See a flop. Is that what we are going to see from him here or not? He does decide to knuckle it.
Not even 100. So who's Chris? You're Chris? Okay, you're Greek, huh? Mr. Sofianos. Είσαι καλά.
There's the 1 night. Southport.
Welcoming back, guys. Going to bring you the coverage, but first, an update from our man behind the lens, Mr. Chris Waddy. Chris, what's going on out there?
Jordan, pleasure to be with you. Hopefully I can pop in here a few times throughout the series, but it is absolutely going gangbusters out there, so I can't be in here for too long. I'm in here just to give a quick update as to what's going on elsewhere in the room, whilst we do see our opening event near a winner, 3 remaining, and I'm sure that our viewers are having a lovely time with your guidance. But the Genesis event, $360 buy-in, initial guarantee of 100,000. I can report now that we've just recorded our 1,300th entrant, and we have struck $390,000 in that prize pool, and counting, with another 45 minutes left to register. And using the same calculations that we use to determine other prize pools, I'm estimating we're looking at a top prize of about $75,000 plus. Could be upwards towards 80 by the time Rego closes.
And those of you that are curious about the Genesis, you can still jump into that one for another 40 or so minutes, was it?
Yep, 9.50 is the cutoff. So if you are on the Gold Coast, if you are near Southport Sharks, it is $360 to enter. Dealer dealt 25-minute levels. It is an excellent structure. And day 2 is tomorrow, so get yourself a seat for that. And like I said, you're looking at a top prize of nearly $80,000 from what was an initial buy-in of just $360.
And in case you guys are wondering, we will be streaming that one tomorrow from roughly 4 p.m. at local time. So we'll be taking you to the conclusion. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get it done in 2 days with the amount of entrants that we've got. It might need to be pulled to a third, but we'll see how that goes, because there's going to be plenty of faces rocking up again tomorrow for day 2.
Absolutely. It's see how the structure holds up. It is a very decent structure, so it wouldn't just surprise me if this field size does make us go a little bit later into tomorrow evening, but we've got all day to work through that field. But it'll be absolutely worth it. So, and when there's that much money up top, you hope it's not too much of a shove fest toward the back end, and I'm sure that there'll be plenty of deep stacks right throughout our streamed coverage of the Genesis tomorrow.
And just a couple of last things before you jet out of here. Apologies, my voice has been dying all day. Any other updates you can give us from around the room about the PLO, about the other event that happened on the other side, the 360?
Bit of everything going on. So a short time ago, we reached the money in our Sunday Super Stack, and that had a field of a whopping 448 entries down to our last 3 tables there, and that had a total prize pool. I've just lost the total prize pool. And, it was big. I just added a moment ago. What I was actually pulling up is this opening event compared to recent years. I think I was speaking off camera earlier about how this is a slight downgrade compared to recent years, but I will say just quickly that Sunday Super Stack had 134,000 in its prize pool.
Crazy.
But this opening event, a slight dip on last year, but I think we can attribute that purely to the success of the Genesis, to be honest. So, you get your 1K kind of players and your mid-range 250, 300 sort of players. And that line has been blurred, given it's a 70K top prize in that one tomorrow. Actually, could be upwards of 80K. So, you've got your mini Rosati's, or he's PLO at the moment, but you've got, all sorts of high rollers that you'd usually, see in 4-figure minimum buy-ins that are actually hopping into this 360 purely because of the value on offer, the structure that's there, and the enormous prize pool that is still continuing to grow as we speak. Every time I look at that blind cock, the entry count just continues to rise.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for the updates, Chris. You guys can find out about all those updates and more at the Play APL website. Go check it out, playapl.com/APL Million, to see all of the clocks, all of the entrants, all of the information about all of the tournaments that we have for the remainder of the series. And hopefully we'll be able to have you pop in a fair bit more often in the future to constantly give us those awesome updates that we love to hear.
I would absolutely love that, Jordan. So just before I leave you, Flight 1 of the main event also kicked off, and that's already got 100 entries with another hour and a half left to register that. The Terminator just closed the 880 with 75 entries, and still got the Sunday Speed open, a golden ticket satellite, and there's a Survivor Bounty satellite on as well. So get yourself down here to Southport Sharks. Still 40 minutes to get yourself into that Genesis with that prize pool, that value, that return on investment. It's unmissable.
All right, thank you very much, Chris.
Jordan. Very good call. It's time for a break yet? We need a break, that's what it is.
Thank you once again to Chris for that update. I'll be letting you guys know that we are going to be going on a break relatively soon, but I believe there's been a bit of a discussion here from the players about stretching the break out to 30 minutes instead of a 15-minute break. So I think when we duck for our break shortly, we're actually going to be disappearing for a full half hour.
Whatever the bosses say.
Chris on our left here has been requesting that he needs to go and sort something out for half an hour, so that's what the plan is going to be. I think they are of the idea that I'm really keen to stay awake late into the night. Help me.
Yeah, I'm fine. What would you like to do? He wants a 25-minute break. Take it.
It is like 10 minutes to get out.
All right, yeah. All right. So, back at quarter past. Yeah. All right? Yeah.
So we're playing this one,
So we'll play this hand, guys, and then we're going to jet off for a break. You heard it. It's going to be roughly 25 minutes, which I believe actually ends up being around half an hour. So these guys are going to go and get a stretch of the legs. I believe Chris needs a little bit of help to kind of have some of his, has some assistance in the vicinity. So we're going to allow him to do that and then come back and play for that 130K up top, ace, king, queen. Chris with the best hand with a pair of kings. He's going to stab. I think getting Guy is going to immediately relinquish. And with that, we are going to jet off for a break. So we're going to disappear You guys should do the same. We'll be back with you in roughly half an hour's time. back, ladies and gentlemen. Continuing coverage of our three-handed battle here on the final table of the opening event here at the 2026 APL. My name is Jordan Bromley. I'll be running you guys right the way through to a champion this evening. Just a quick apology about my voice. Unfortunately, I haven't lost my voice in 6 years of commentary until today, day number 1. So Chris Waddy has got me on the honey lemon tea. I'm sipping it on the side, so I'll try not to be straining to myself too much, so hopefully not too much absurd excitement happens, but in the same breath, hopefully it does, because these guys have been absolutely neck and neck since we got three-handed, so it's time to see who is ready to push out in front and take the lead. Daixi Ning is going to locate himself a raise to 600. And Chris Sofianos has been absolutely barnstorming his way through this final table. Time to see how he wants to put his foot down. Ace-4 offsuit is a nice 3-bet candidate. Is he going to go for it? Looks like he is going to find a 3-bet.
7 raise. 1.25 million.
That is a tiny click. I like the idea of this 3-bet bluff. However, if you're going to do it, you should choose a size that is going to be a little bit more scary. In this exact scenario, it works nicely because of how poor Danning's hand was, but a size like 2 million there would be brilliant.
Raise 700.
Free raise, 700.
Raise from a small blind from Ilya. Probably could have been an all-in. Instead, he's going to raise it up. Ginning Dai locating himself the pocket 8s. This one's probably going to be met with triangle. Blake asking if any deals were made. Not as far as I'm aware. I think we are playing for the money that is advertised. 8 should be a very easy jam here for 22.
All in, 6-6 all in.
It does jam. And Ilya probably just going to let this one go if the way he has played so far is anything to go off. I think, given some of the ways that we've seen him respond to all-ins or aggressive actions from his opponents, I don't think that pocket 3s is going to be a hand that he's going to want to continue with.
Free fold.
Does eventually decide to let it go, and Daixi Ning is going to be happy to see that one go down. And who knows, maybe after that long of a tank, he would have wanted to call.
Take it.
Jack 10 for Ilya on the button.
Free raise, 1 million. 6 fold.
All right, guys, so there's any remaining alternates for the Genesis. We have immediate seating. Please go and see Amanda down by table 25. If you're an alternate for the Genesis, please go and see Amanda at table 25. We have immediate seating available.
Six raise, 600.
Raise to 600 from Chris here. Either Ilya nor... Sorry, no. Raise to 600 from Di.
7 calls.
Call from Chris.
Three calls. 3 runners.
King, Queen at 10. Ilya locates himself bottom pair. Chris with a bit of a secret holding.
7 check.
He checks it over. Ilya, bottom pair. Should be checking, but reaching for chips. Decides to lead this board. This is very odd. Very different from the way he's played so far. The pair of queens gets folded and all in from Chris. Where did that come from?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just hit a milestone in the Genesis. The live current prize pool for this event has just tipped over $400,000. We have tripled the guarantee for this event. There is still 25 minutes to get yourself in to throw a stack in and you have a shot at a potential $80,000 first place prize for just a $360 buy-in. That is incredible value for $360. If you haven't already had a crack at the Genesis, I suggest you go and do so. $400,000 off a 100K guarantee for a 360 buy-in is unheard of. You'd be absolutely bonkers if you don't try to stack into that event.
King 7 offsuit for Chris. Reaching for chips. He's going to keep the pressure going.
7 or 8, 750. 3 fold. 6 fold. Can we just take the blinds out for you? Fold. $800. Pick 6 raise. 800.
Raise to 800 from Di. He's going to get it through Chris's 9-4 offsuit. That might have been me. I take credit for that. Guy with the Queen 8 offsuit.
600. 6 for 8, 600. Seven raise. 1.95.
Chris not really reading his cards, so a lot of this is a bit of a secret, but he's definitely starting to put his foot down.
6 fold. That's the same one. That's it.
5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We're just swapping a card out, guys. 10 and armies for the time.
Sounds like a card, unfortunately, was not
Rating.
reading properly. Raise, no, a limp. Just the big blind being announced. Jordan, wake up. You with the 7-6 off suit.
3 all in.
Oh my God, just goes for it.
6 fold.
Still at 3.
Three fold. All in. 6-6. All in.
Jam from the deuces. Chris with the 8-3 offsuit's not going to be putting any money in though.
Seven fold.
Queen 9 suited for Chris. Very pretty holding. Aaron's asking if shorthanded play is one of the hardest parts of commentary. If not, what do you find is? It definitely can be, especially if this pace of play slows down and you don't go post-flop very often. And it's not that it becomes a difficult part. It's more so that it becomes difficult to occupy the dead air because you don't really want to be saying things that have no basis or kind of meaning or backbone to them. Like, I don't want to be sitting here just talking about absolute nothingness, you know? Sometimes I just kind of let the silence linger, let the chips kind of floating around, the dealer kind of doing what they're doing kind of go, because I'd rather kind of be okay with silence than fill it with nonsense in a way. But heads up and short-handed play is definitely the most difficult, especially if the pace of play is relatively slow. Plenty of people cheering on for Chris. I love to see it. Anybody want to see Ilya or Gaming Dai find a victory here? Because it seems like the Chris crowd is just pretty confidently right in the middle. As he's going to put the jam in with sixes covering these guys. He's playing really well. Really making these guys work for it. What's my take on Cena's retirement run? Personally, I enjoyed it, but I don't like that they haven't kind of capitalized on Gunther enough as they probably should have. He's probably one of the best wrestlers in the world and probably one of my favorite wrestlers, but off the back of what he did with Goldberg and then Cena, he definitely should have continued as an absolute monster. Like, he should be the champion right now, and it should be Oba going to battle him for it at WrestleMania. That should be like the easiest storyline ever written, because Oba retired Brock. It was the one person that couldn't retire. It's like a very easy storyline. So that's probably my big takeaway from it. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. Ensuring that the background noise is still going as well. Who doesn't love to hear the sound of chips riffling? Also, the Genesis event in the background, $400,000 prize pool. The guarantee was 100K, so 4x the guarantee, not too bad. 80K up top, not too bad. A6 for die.
900. 6 raise, 900.
Chris with 5 years offsuit.
Players and dealers in the Genesis, finish the current hand that you are on. You guys are going on a 15-minute break. Anyone looking to throw a stack down into the Genesis, this is the 5th and final flight. There is only 15 minutes.
Thanks for the kind words, mate. I really appreciate that.
The prize pool has exceeded $400,000. It's triple the original guarantee. You will not find a better value, $306 anywhere.
You are having a fantastic evening wherever you are.
15 minutes of late registration remaining on the Genesis.
Free offsuit for Chris. He's going to have a little bit of difficulty fighting back. Might be an opportunity for Ilya to get a walk. Yeah, it is Smurf on the mic. Yep. Running the show as always. Also, I love the fact that there is now a WWE chat. It's a bit of a running gag that whenever I'm doing commentary, people will come in and ask about it, and we'll chat about it a little bit. I like to think that no topic is off limits. Well, within reason. Any key takeaways from the WSOP commentary booth? Well, my idols. My idol in commentary has always been Nick Schulman. I think he does a really good job of kind of giving a lot of credit to the players for the plays that they make, whilst also teaching the audience why the plays they're making is so well done, but also being super charismatic and kind of keeping the story going and keeping the entertaining side of commentary going as well as being an absolute beast. So probably Schulman. But I wasn't a fan of some of the other comms that they had during the series. Like Blesnik needed to not be there. I mean, 4 for die. Very easy to just check this hand back, and I think it's probably the best approach to take. But I will say we haven't really seen Ilya play many traps so far. He's looking up at the clock, does just decide to knuckle it.
up.
9 window, queen 10 behind, so both of these guys improving. Ilya a little bit more than Die though. The second nut straight. 96% lock, Die with no backdoor flush draw, purely top pair. But top pair and a limp pot three-handed can be very, very powerful. Unfortunately for him,
You 3-bet 600.
an unstoppable force is meeting it entirely immovable object. 600k from Ilya. Lodega says, Chris the GOAT on wheels, let's go. Definitely a lot of people cheering on Chris, it's good to see. How is Die going to navigate this one? It's going to be difficult for him not to lose a very substantial amount of his chips here. Ilya with only 13 big blinds behind. Raise announced.
6-6 raise.
Takes it to 1.5. I wonder how quickly Ilya is going to be jamming here. I wonder if he's going to count to 10 and then say the words. It's kind of interesting because you have such a strong lock on this hand, but you unblock all of the very strong value portions of your opponent that it can have. Offsuit, queen 10, queen 9, 10, 9 offsuit. And you kind of just want to get the chips in now and not worry about dynamic changing turns like a jack, 8, king, board pair, stuff like that. So playing the 3-bet whack on the flop is probably fine. And now Die has a decision to make as to whether or not he thinks his opponent is going to be running a hand like jack 10 often enough. Given what we've seen from him so far, I don't think he would, but he puts in the call. Queen 4 of diamonds, drawing to 4%, needs to find a running boat. He's going to be down to around 7 big blinds. Thomas, I'll get to that in a second. Chop outs now, needs a jack. Can he find it? No, it's another king. That's a massive pot going the way of Ilya. Takes himself 10 million. Die left with 5.1 big blinds. Covering off a few things across the chat. Paul's asking, where does Joe Stapleton fall on my list of commentators? Always love his mannerisms in the EPT streams. Joe was very responsible for bringing in a large amount of the casual audience to be able to watch poker. And EPT wouldn't have anywhere close to the success that it had during the early 2010s if it wasn't for Joe Stapleton. So he deserves all of his flowers. As far as an actual poker commentator goes, I think that there are better commentators, but what he did as far as the color commentary and the entertaining side of things, he's one of the best to ever do it.
I believe you now.
Thomas asking, any tips for my first big tournament at Sharks tomorrow? It's very easy to get caught up in playing your first big tournament and getting very nervous. One thing that I tell everybody when they're kind of moving up in poker is that you started playing poker because you loved it, because you had fun doing it. So try to remember that even when you're playing a big tournament that might be your first experience for you, is just enjoy it. If you enjoy it, then as long as you're enjoying it, it doesn't really matter kind of the outcome. Obviously you want to do well, but all of us started playing this game because we enjoy it, right? Evening guy with the 9 deuce suited. He's going to jam it in. Chris with 10-6 should probably call this for 5 bigs. A suited 10 is probably good enough to flick the chips in, especially when he's already got a big blind invested. It's close, but I think 10-6 is a call.
Yep.
Ask for a count, fair enough. ends up letting it go, and it's probably closer than I thought initially. 10-6 suited. Actually, no, I think it's just a pretty clear call, but does decide to pass it up, and the 9 high is going to win that one. Takes himself back up to 7.1. Still in it. Definitely still in it. I'd love to hear your input about the commentator conversation, guys. Who are your favorite poker commentators? Or who are your favorite commentators for anything? I'm into sports commentary. I'm into commentary for all kinds of things. Is there any one person that kind of stands out in your mind as your all-time favorite commentator? Guy with the Queen Jack offsuit for 7 bigs. This one should probably go in as well.
All in, 6-6 all in.
Does request the triangle. Neither of the other players waking up with a hand to call. Ilya 7-5 is going to pass it up as well. Damien Dendy says, Mount Rushmore of WWE, Cena, Taker, Miz, Stone Cold. One of those is not like the other. There's no going past Nick and Ali. They are just so good and fun. Yeah, one of my favorite interactions with Nick and Ali was they were commentating the late night WSOP main, and they were both delirious, and they ended up just losing their minds. You can find a thread of it on Reddit where Nick Shulman has just had enough of Ali Najjar. Can't go past Jim Ross for wrestling commentary. Yeah, hopefully he's all right. Apparently he's undergoing brain surgery or something recently, so hopefully he is okay, but I think his commentary days are probably done. A bit of a recent one, I'm a big fan of Excalibur in wrestling commentary. I think he does a fantastic job for AEW. He did a really good job for
7 rays.
what was it called? PWG. Ace-8 suited for Ilya. Chris has made it 1.5 million as his ace-8s everywhere. That's a big raise with King 8. Oh my god, Ilya's going to put in the call. What does Dai do?
Heads up.
Comedy and McAvenny is a great shout, Drake. That's a great shout. Comedy was hated by a number of people, but he definitely didn't get the love that he deserves. I felt like he was an amazing commentator. And as a Hawthorn fan, it's really hard not to like Bruce. Rory Cummins reckons Mr. Richmond's the best commentator. Yeah, I agree. Having him earlier was great. Jack 7-3. 1.5 million again from Chris. Ace high, no backdoor flush draws. Not going to be too nice for Ilya. He must be getting frustrated that he can't seem to get the better of Chris in this one. Kim Andrews says, I love Shane Warne commentating cricket. And yes, Nick and Ali for poker. I agree. I thought Shane, whilst he wasn't super renowned for his cricket commentary, the insight that he had into the game when he was talking about it was second to none, especially from a bowling standpoint. Listening to him commentating and going over things was fantastic. Though we also can't forget Skull. Purely for how much he makes me laugh, he's always going to be great. A really highly regarded commentator for me.
Genesis players, this is your 3-minute call. You may start making your way back to the table.
And Tim Lane, footy and cricket, now at 7. All right, I'll have to check him out. Damien Dendy says Phil Hellmuth, when he does commentary, is good. I'm going to respectfully disagree with you, sir. The only reason is because when he commentates, he doesn't commentate on the action. He commentates about why the decision that he would make in that spot would be better than the decision the person made in real time. He talks more about himself than he does about the action. Lord Agar's got a fly buzzing around your laptop screen. How do I kill it? Chopsticks.
400 to call. It's a fold.
Sevens for Chris.
Genesis plays. This is your 9-second call. Come back to your table.
Looking at Ilya in the big blind. Grabbing one of those pink 500Ks. Seeing exactly what he is going to be utilizing them for. Looks like he's going to take a raise up to what looks like 1.895. Big fold from the Queen 5. Just received word on the prize pool for the Genesis. I mentioned that it eclipsed 400,000, 411,600 in fact. First prize in the Genesis, $82,340. Almost a guarantee for the whole tournament up top in a $360 buy-in event. What an absolutely obscene tournament. I'm not sure, Ash. I haven't watched much of the Lodge. Typically, whenever Corey Earing is playing, I try and just go as far away as possible. King 7 for Ilya. Guy with a 9 deuce offsuit, 3.3 bigs, just cannot get anything going his way.
All our Genesis dealers, get your blinds ready. They are 1-2-2.
Damien Dendy's asking how did WA do so far in the events. I think the best way that you can probably be able to track that is by finding the WA players that are a part of Fantasy and having a look at the fantasy results to see how they're going as far as points go from there. There's a number of WA kind of dedicated teams, and you could probably go and keep track of that through that. If you guys want, sorry, Paul says, whilst not a commentator, Andrew Neeme is somebody I watch purely for the explanation of spots. If I was to recommend you guys to watch any poker series where you can learn a lot about how to approach the game, specifically how to approach a big event, Winamax had a series called Inside the Mind of a Pro, where they had Adrian Mateos playing through the WSOP main event in 2024. And I reckon it's the best content I've ever watched poker related in my life that I didn't pay for. Ilya with the Spirit Rockets. On the topic of Joe Stapleton.
450.
The Blades.
Raise 1.4. There's aces.
I would.
Six all in.
All in from the deuces. Nobody else wakes up with anything, though. Ilya with Jack 5 suited probably has to call this. This is only for 2.5 bigs.
Oh yeah, he's all in. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. 1.125.
Oh,
Call. C3 call.
Does put in the call.
1.1.
2-5.
These deuces up against the Jack 5. Needs to fade 6 outs. Paul said it was inside the mind of a pro on Winamax's YouTube channel. 10-9-3, excuse me. 1 club, 6 of hearts on the turn. Needs to fade 6 outs once. Can he hold? The answer is yes, he can.
1-1-2-5.
You have to try. Yeah, you have to try.
Still at 3. Dive back up to 7.1 big blinds. Yeah, the inside the mind of a pro, Paul, is...
Small blind, correct.
It's rare that you get to have an insight from somebody who is arguably the greatest poker player in the world right now. Adrian Mateos has been at that point for about 5 years, and I don't think he really gets the credit that he probably deserves as being probably the best in the world. Ilya with the Queen 9 offsuit in the small. If Chris folds, you should probably be jamming this into die.
7 raise.
Instead, Chris wakes up with an open. He's going to make it massive. Another of these guys are going to want a piece.
Three calls. 6 calls. 1-8.
1-8.
1-8. Heads up.
Let's see a flop. 7 of diamonds, window, ace king behind.
3 check.
This Ilya's getting a little bit, I want to say, annoyed at the fact that he can't seem to win pots. This Queen 9 offsuit peel is so wide. It's a borderline disrespectful small blind call. Not connecting with this board at all. Chris is really just extending the gap with mistakes like this from Ilya and beginning die, unable to pick up any hands. Somebody on our YouTube says, best dealer, Jacob Fowl. No chance. This guy's cost me so much money. Maybe at tournaments. Tell you what, he's a great dealer when he's not your mate dealing for you.
Three calls.
King 10 for die. This one should be going in for 4.6 bigs.
All in. King 6 all in.
Pulls the trigger. The 5 blinds. Queen 8 offsuit is probably a call. $2,050,000. Queen 8 for 5 big blinds is probably just a call, guys. Especially if you saw him jam 9 deuce earlier. Oh, he folds. Brucey Bacon says an 80-year-old man's showing us how it's done. He's really just like making this his own, isn't he? Absolutely steamrolling this final three-handed battle.
Seven raised. 1.3. Oh, sorry. 850. Let's get your pen.
That was your hand, huh? That was the one.
Who is going to be the first one out of here? Ilya and Jining are pretty close together. People cheering for Chris from the sidelines as well as in the comment sections. Chris's 3-2's no good. Ilya's going to be jamming the King Jack, I would think. So I would 10-9 offsuit for 5 bigs.
1.5 million. Pre-raised.
Oh, 1.5 there.
1.5.
So I think 10-9 qualifies for the remainder.
6 all in.
Does decide to jam, and obviously the call's going to get made. It's only for $1 million more.
2,450. 2.4.
Or asking about books to recommend for beginners to study. YouTube these days has infinitely more than any books that have been written would have for beginners to learn how to do poker. I would just go through YouTube and absorb as much content as you can. 10-9 against King Jack to potentially get us heads up. Let's see who emerges from this one victorious. King, Ace, 7. Backdoor diamonds and backdoor straights only. Diamonds appear. Has to find a diamond on the end to stay alive. Can he do it? No, he cannot. As we say, GG's.
After 601 entries, we are now
Genie Dai, third position for $50,185. GG's in the chat.
All right, also, players in PLO, start making your way to the table, please. Well done to the
From what I understand, these guys are going to have a brief pause and have a conversation about maybe a deal. Just waiting confirmation from my producers.
He's right. I just have to get you to move just a little bit around, sorry. Just in the chair, yeah.
Can you help?
Yeah. Yeah. But that's too far. Just in front of this box though, yeah. Sorry. Just so we can get a good look at you.
Yeah, what do I'm small, big, what am I?
You'll be small black. Still anti? They're still anti. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you're interested in splitting the pot or what? Play a couple of games? See what works?
I'm good to go.
He's alright. He's alright. I know.
Ilya with the ace-9, Chris with king-9. As it turns out, we're not having a discussion yet.
3 all in.
We're just running it. No talk of a deal. Let's just play.
Yeah. I'm all in. I don't know.
King-9 suited for this amount is probably a call.
7,625,000.
If the call is made, these guys are going to flip the stacks. Let's see what Chris decides to do. he going to put it in here?
I beat that.
Shows King Nine and folds. It's a good fold results-wise.
Yeah. It'll be big blind now.
I'm big one.
King
400
Is
for
it? Oh, that's all right. Oh, what do I see there? Fucking blind.
Looking at the next one.
Oh, yeah.
400.
Green on. Oh, yeah. Turning colourblind, getting tired.
Yeah. All good. Thank you.
Oh, we got in bed.
7 calls. Option. Check on that.
I don't think he showed the ace-9, but he said that he could beat that.
Check. Yep.
We get our split screen view for the heads-up battle prepared. Both these guys well and truly battling it out now. A couple 4s and a 6s. That's pretty good for Ilya. And top pair for Chris as these guys are starting to claw it back to even.
7 bets. 800.
800 from Chris. I think Ilya is probably going to want to increase the price of poker.
Raise. 3,000.
3 million.
Million? Yeah, 3 million. Sorry, mate.
Oh, good.
I'm told I'm tired.
Said 3. 3 million.
Raise comes out and a very nice fold there from Chris. But the gap is narrowing.
Get rid of it.
We still need him.
Oh, it's gonna do it? Oh. I'll count them first, then I'll say.
King, Queen, and 6-3.
1.8. 3 raise 1.8. 7 fold.
And some of these chips are getting colored up. Those pinks are becoming more and more prevalent, 500k a piece. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the coverage tonight. I'm sorry my voice is kind of buckled on the way here.
3 million.
Two remaining of 601 that entered. Queen 8 and Jack 6 suited. 10 million plays 13. Things get closer and closer.
7-fold.
Thanks for the kind words, guys. We will be back tomorrow for day number 2 of the record-breaking Genesis. Hopefully by then I will have been able to give my voice a bit of a rest, so I can be back at full force for you tomorrow. Hopefully we can bring in some more special guests as well. We had some planned, however they ended up jumping into that event because it was just far too good to miss out on. Also very glad that the microphones that we have in here have been working so well as well. A7 raised up. Sorry, Queen 8 raised up. All in from the A7 now. As off the back of this pot, things are actually going to be absolutely neck and neck. Yep. Things are absolutely even now, 12 million apiece.
Just not doing a hand now. You'll have to wait till the hand's over. Finish your hand.
That's what's going to be happening. I'll get an ace, you get an ace, I get an ace, but until we meet up another.
Did you guys want to pause the game and try to talk about a deal? Or?
Yeah, let's talk about it. What happens with trophies and stuff like that?
Looks like we're going to have a quick conversation about what exactly we want to play for. I'm going to take this opportunity to duck out for just 1 minute. I'll be back in a moment.
Alright, I'll just pause the clock.
Alrighty, everyone, attention our poker players. We have exactly 45 minutes until our poker machine is started.
The numbers are basically
If you pick the campaign, please do it now. Thank
So
you.
if you were to do a pure ICM chop at the moment, it's 106, 300 to you, 105, 5 to you. So there's not much in that.
Yeah.
That's pure ICM. There's about 400k difference in chips between the two. So. You need to play for that.
You need to play for the Western.
All right, so we're happy with an even chop, straight down the middle? I'm happy.
You want to do an even chop straight down the gut?
Straight down the guts? All right, done. Still need to play it out though, lads.
Yeah.
So,
Well done.
Just playing for the trophy.
Sorry, I missed it. That's right. It's all luck. It's all It's all luck and bullying and luck and bullying and luck. And that's all it is. That's
400, 400 here. Chris, yours 200.
Yeah.
I'll start the clock again.
Yep.
So I'm sure you guys heard that. So these guys are going to do an even chop and just play for the win. Chris is going to find the raise with the King 6 offsuit.
Correct.
King 10 for Ilya.
24.
2.4. C3 raise, 2.4 million. 7 fold.
2.4 and a quick fold.
I like these cards.
I have
They don't shoot it, I like King 10, I play it. Sorry, I've got school. I'll call anyway.
Call. 3 call.
Call from Ilya. 9 deuce offsuit for Chris. Happy to check. Let's see a flop as the blinds are at 2-4 now. Probably set to increase to 250-500 momentarily. Queen 10-5. Couple of diamonds. Ilya with the 7 high flush draw.
2 million. 3 bet.
It's 2 million and takes it down.
Alright, guys, the final pool, any 100 left in Genesis Flight 5, please raise your hand. Final pool, anybody have 100 round chips on the table in Genesis, please pick this up there. Players and dealers in Genesis, we do have a new final. 1,500, 3,000 remain, 3,000 big man, asking 15, 3, next hand out please.
Action first on Chris. Nothing good there. 9 deuce offsuit. Question about making a deal. But they played one more hand for the winner and they played it out. Now they have to have an amount left to the side so that there is still a heads-up battle. Just as far as the integrity of the game and also for player of the series points. So it still has to be played out 4. Ilya, pocket 10s. Chris with a 10-4 offsuit over and out. He's opened up a bit of a lead. He's firing out a massive raise to 4 million. 4.2, 10-4 gets shown and marked. Pocket 10s are probably going to get shown in retaliation.
The one with 2 4s there. So I had the other 2 10s.
And 6 and 9 deuce again, couple of nothing cards, but this happens sometimes when you're playing heads up. It's very easy for you to get dealt absolutely nothing. No, not like the Caxton, mate. Ace queen for Chris, 4 deuce suited for Ilya.
Big 7 raise, 2 million.
Raises it up to 2 milli. I don't think 4 deuce is going to want to stick around. Does decide just to fold.
Bingo, yeah, you're right. just a matter of who's willing to gamble. That's all it is.
7 call.
King 4 for Chris.
3 check. All good. 3 check. 7 check. 3 check. 7 check.
8 of hearts on the end.
3 check.
And this King High is going to win it.
7 check. King high. King high. Thank you. Blinds up. 250, 500.
So blinds have ticked up. 250, 500 now.
Thank you.
I'm 500, am I?
250.
I'm 250.
Good pitch. Stop away.
What was that about? The heavy one, eh?
Looks heavy.
How about the cash? You're supposed to get cash here too? No?
That's the main event.
That's the main event. It's up to me?
Yeah.
About 2 million?
Ace 3 and Ace 8. This could be an all-in call.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. Haven't got millions.
No, not yet. That's the main event too, I think.
Raise for 2 million from Ilya. Chris counting at those pinks with 500 each, puts in a raise to 4.
4 million.
Let's go all in.
All in?
Let's do it.
All in.
All in call.
And a call. Ace 3 and Ace 8. Potentially for a winner in this one. Ilya needs to locate a 3.
Okay.
You can put them up. Yeah.
All right, folks, we have an all-in ball in the opening event. Ilya has ace 3 off. Chris has ace 8 off. To a flop. Chip stacks are very close here, guys. The flop is deuce, jack,
Ball with 3.
3. 2 hearts.
All of a sudden, Ilya,
To a turn.
a chance to win this. Needs to fade 8s on the end.
There's a 7 of hearts.
Hearts are blocked as well.
Covered with his ace of hearts.
Barring an 8, we will have a champion.
Is King.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a champion in your opening event, Ilya Moros. After a deal made, these guys are both taking home a touch over $100,000. Congratulations to both of these gentlemen, and well played to Chris, an absolute battler. Was short stacked throughout the early stages of this final table, but he stayed alive and ends up taking himself a 6-figure payday.
Well done.
And with that, guys, I'm going to say thank you so much for tuning in.
$910. Well done to both of you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be back tomorrow for day number 2 of the Genesis, but it's going to be a bit of a late one. 4 p.m. start. Until then, thanks for being here. We will see you then.